Oh, my loves, how are you? So it's been quite a few weeks, and I haven't even had a chance to talk to you all about this stream that's been coming in yet. But it's really about dropping into our confidence as the beings of who we truly are and our authenticity. And some of the topics that have been coming up around this were the energies of jealousy, like where others may have been jealous of you, or you have may have felt jealousy towards others. And as you embody more and more of your authentic self, those energies dissipate because oftentimes the energies of jealousy are present to show us where we can develop ourselves more deeply. But also, I became acutely aware of the stream of many on this journey who have squished or hidden themselves or their light because of protecting themselves from others' outward jealousy. And it sort of went deeper into the energies of the mother and the father, and even like the mother being jealous of the daughter, or the mother being jealous of the son, the father being jealous of the son, or the father being jealous of the daughter. But it all sort of plays out and unravels back through the ancestral lines. And a lot of the topics are really stemming from the lack of support that was in the system through the ancestral lines in many cases, or where lots of projections were happening. That's one stream. But then we also have quite deeply where we've experienced this in other lives and or this current life. Many may have experienced the pattern of going into these experiences that as you sort of step into who you are, you might experience people um, having jealousy towards you. And maybe you even kept yourself small to fit in with those relationships so that you weren't triggering people or making them feel bad about themselves. It's sort of bringing me back to projections that I remember from when I was younger, where I would just be like embodying in my truth, not even being in judgment, but people would be like, oh, you think you're better than me, or sort of start to feel bad about themselves and tap into a projection of making me feel guilty or shameful for sharing my truth. And so it was sort of this very codependent, toxic dance. I don't know why that particular memory is coming up, but there may be something like that with you guys. So I'm going to dive into some messages here, but I'm also going to be doing a session for um, around this, around embodying confidence and dissolving any of the energies of competition, jealousy, or the feelings of unworthiness or not being accepted. And I'm sort of sensing into a specific stream where many of you were probably just being yourself, but maybe you didn't have the confidence, but people sensed your light and your love and your magic. And maybe you didn't even know it about yourself yet, or you weren't aware of it. You thought you were just like everyone else. And so you might have got targeted and sort of put down or made to feel less than, or like you were crazy because you had these other unique perspectives or magical ideas or whatever have you. Or you just simply embodied your truth and that made people uncomfortable. But the stream I'm specifically picking up on is around someone who really did not understand who they were at a soul level or their true light. And they sort of started to believe all of the negative things that people were projecting on them about themselves. And so I'm definitely going to address that in this session. But I actually am getting some messages around this that I want to bring through. And I feel it both in the masculine stream and the feminine stream. So I'm going to bring some of this in now. Okay. So what's coming in actually for the masculines is elephant spirit learned from the past. And it feels like, wow, this is hitting so deep right now. The masculines are showing me where the feminines oftentimes would squish themselves in specific ways, but the masculines do it as well. And what they're showing me is where they truly just shut down who they are and go along with the general collective. And it really, they're showing me and drawing me to that sort of preteen, teenage year time frame, which I think in so many ways, many of us go into that where we're sort of gaining our independence from our parents or the adults, and we're wanting to sort of explore outside of that and discover who we are. But then we go right into the next level of trying to fit in with our peers. And it's coming in that there's something that the masculines are wanting to unravel, dissolve, and thaw connected with that time frame of, like I said, preteen, early teen years, where you're wanting to step into yourself and yet you find yourself sort of in the next layer of trying to fit in. And what I'm sensing is that many of the masculines, feminines as well, but the masculines are really coming forward to show that so much of the foundation of their identity was created during that time. And they were so influenced by the other masculines around them that they sort of really just absorbed and took on that persona to fit in their neighborhood, in their school, in their groups. And I'm really sensing into many of the masculines who may not have had a father figure or masculines in their life, like strong masculine figures, and where sort of they were influenced way more by their peers or their neighborhood or the streets that they were growing up on. And so it feels like that awareness is coming to the forefront, and I'm sensing that something is thawing out, especially the way the masculines have been coming forward recently, especially in that most recent message on Patreon that I shared. And really exploring and kind of sensing into unraveling these energies in a deeper way. I'm also sensing they're bringing this forward, of course, for the feminines to touch in on as well. And for the feminines, we have Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery. And what I'm sensing into this is where what the feminines are showing me right now is where they would go into this fierceness of wanting to fully step into who they were, sort of in this fierce bobcat energy, but how that would also fluctuate with stepping back and quieting and sort of hiding herself to fit in. And I'm sensing where many of you may have even downplayed your physical beauty or your intelligence or parts of who you were in order to not bring attention to yourself or to have other people feel uncomfortable. I'm also picking up on a sense where you may have had a much bigger vision or awareness or capabilities within yourself, but because you didn't see it anywhere around you, you number one, didn't realize that it was unique and special, but number two, you didn't see it as a gift or something that was important. Maybe it even felt sometimes like a detriment or a burden because you just wanted to fit in. Now, mind you, these are two energies that are coming through that I feel, yeah, there may be some residuals dissolving out, but I'm figuring many of you have addressed this in the current timeline, but it feels like something that many of the masculines are facing in a new and deeper way. And therefore, it's probably coming up potentially on some levels for the feminines. And I feel like the jealousy comes into play in these topics because some of you who may have been so incredibly beautiful and amazing in your own right, but you didn't quite fit in, may have felt jealous of those who seemed like they just effortlessly fit in and were able to attain those connections and energies in a different type of way. But I'm also sensing where jealousy was thrust upon you or projected onto you because of the being that you are. I'm also being shown that as you were growing up, you may have even been targeted or bullied or projected on because your light and your inner beauty and your essence and your gracefulness sort of oozed through, even though you didn't even know it about yourself. And so we're going to tap into that, into the confidence, into really supporting that authenticity coming forward and supporting a deeper thawing and embodiment of those teen to preteen years. And I think that more of this thawed out because we touched on this in the joy, embodying joy topic. It came quite strongly in the second session around where the inner child's joy had been suppressed in many ways to drop into being more serious or having to suppress the joy or the giggling or the silliness of the inner child. And so, as that was thawing back out, it sort of started touching into these themes of where we suppressed ourselves as children and teens because the adults around us were not quite aware of the capabilities or the energies that we were experiencing, and in many cases didn't believe us, and that sort of took over the system and dropped many into sort of fear or needing to fit in because it was too scary to sort of explore these topics alone as a child with no one else to guide. And wow, that drops into the confidence too, because it's like you were feeling, seeing, and experiencing things that no one else around you could see, and no one was validating or supporting you in that. And so it sort of dissipated or hid away the confidence and the truth of who you are, and the fact that you were actually genuinely having these spiritual or other dimensional, otherworldly experiences. So that clearly wants to be looked at deeper as far as confidence goes. Again, for any of you who want to tap into those joy recordings, they're over on my website. But here and over on Patreon, I will make the confidence session available as it comes up, and it will be in the pinned comment for you. So, this is just a topic that feels important, and thank you so much for your presence here. And I'm noticing as we're dropping into these sustaining sacred union topics, a lot more is coming in to support us in deepening into our confidence, our power, our stability, and that beautiful, loving essence. So I look forward to sharing more with the of these messages with you as we open up deeper into the sacred union energies and messages. Oh, and another thing really quick, I wanted to let you know I am offering a personalized, recorded sacred union message, and you can book that over on my website, and I'll get the results back to you in about a week, probably less, but I wanted to make that available for anyone who might like to tap into that. And it's a combo of sacred union and internal union messages so that it's very specific to supporting you on your journey and your next levels and layers. And I'll drop that in the pinned comment for you as well. All right, my loves, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Much love. Bye.